lying to me. I'll be back.
No shit.
Who is your daddy?
I hope this isn't true. You hear me, right? Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals! Hi, buddy. Pikachu! Pikachu! It's getting late. I got a parade to go to. And I've yet to see a sign of the supposed Tillerman doll.
Well, I've got news for you. You're mine now. You belong to me.
You're my number one customer. You're my number one customer. This is really cool.
Who is your daddy?
I'm trying to use the phone!
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
What's going on, everybody? Best music! Another one. What's up, everybody? It's Jez7780. What grinds my gears? Here for another Gaming Grindhouse, episode 28. We're here. John Cena's back. Hit that like button as you're coming here. Grinders, what is up? We're waiting. Frogs is going to come in. Link will be coming in. But we're going to go. Booster, what's up? Buck Roger, Pug Channel, Sam Ash, Buddy Cactus. Tool Man, the tools are here. We don't have to wait. Tools are here. Here we are. Look at this. My goddamn thing's up already. Grind stable. Not yet. Get away. Get away. Oh, damn. Know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put my grinds board in here. I'll be doing that. But I done it. I just got to bring it over. But anyway, we're here. We're going to have a great show tonight, guys. There's a lot of topics. I've added a bunch to the table. A lot of stuff coming in hot. But hit that like button. Yo, Pug said that Phil was holding up the stream. Nah, I was watching, just an offshoot. I know we're going to talk games and stuff. I'm going to tell you a couple things. I've been watching this thing on Peacock called the Dr. Death, man. I've been watching that, and I'm on the last episode, so I was just I got to finish wrapping up that show. But, man, what an awesome show. Awesome. Like, crazy, man. And it's on Peacock. But, yeah, insane. Yo, what's up, Jamal Glinza? Yes, I know, 100 away from the 1,000 grinders. Buck Rogers is sitting at the pool right now, man. He's loving the pool. He's chilling out there in the Grindhouse. We got the pool in there. I'm gonna put out the patio. We're gonna put the lights We're going to have some fun. Man, don't worry. As we get to this 1,000, we got 100 left. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Those words are coming out of my mouth that were that far away. Just a 99 away. Thank you, Gadget. Yeah, Dr. Death sounds joyous. No, man, it is some crazy-ass stuff, man. It is like a drama with medical stuff, and it is insane. But, yeah. Oh, damn. Compost Smurfs watching Backdoor Sluts. Jesus. Jesus, that's where we're going from here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. But anyway, so gaming-wise, I've been playing oh, now that I had to see, you talking about watching Backdoor Sluts, and I forgot what the hell I was going to say. Holy shit. The derailed my show. Goddamn grinders. Derailing my show. I played that, is it called the Portal game like Halo? What the hell is it called? Splitgate? That's what it's called. Splitgate. Dude, this is a free-to-play game. Splitgate. Dropped on all systems. I think it came out on PC like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that. But, dude, I've been playing that. Holy crap, man. That brings up some good times. Good times. Like, it is basically Halo and Portal combined. And really awesome. Like, it really, you use the bumper triggers to do the you use the bumpers to do basically the portals on certain parts of the map, and then you use it has the traditional weapons like a Halo game. It has a battle rifle, it has those kind of things. But man, it is just arena shooter, and you could do some crazy things with the portals, man. Like you could I was basically shooting a portal and then shooting another one behind me and just going looping through it, and then the person would just try to follow me, try to shoot my guy as I went through the portal, and as he's shooting me, I just come out the other portal and shoot him. Pretty fun stuff. You could even do portals like at the ground, so you can land into one and jump out just like Portal. And having that in an arena shooter, which has pretty good, shooting mechanics, I have to say, is really, really, really cool. And it's free to play. I definitely suggest to try it out. It's getting a lot of traction now. It's cross-play. It's in beta. So they don't have all the optimizations yet for the PlayStation 5, but they will be adding those. And it's a little blurry, a little low resolution. But, man, it is definitely a fun game. I've been having a lot of fun, and, man, I've been wrecking with my Halo skills. I got, like, a Kill-tacular. They even have, like, the announcer, too. Kill-tacular. He does this Kilimanjaro. But yeah, Splitgate is definitely a fun-ass game. I recommend it. Definitely download it. It's free. Yeah, I gotta get a drink, but we'll do that later. Yes, it is definitely cool. And then, and again, gaming news, games, it's been dry a couple months, so, we're gonna get that second win now of games, but still just trying to get through some of the backlog stuff that I have, just trying to wrap up Ratchet, getting through, just getting through some more of Returnal, and then also jumping on my typical, go round of games, just getting through them and stuff. But yeah, I get easily diverted, and I've been playing some of the new stuff. But again, this weekend, I don't know if I mentioned it last weekend, we had a soccer tournament this weekend, so gaming in the last few days has been dire. So, which will bring us into our conversation with the big news that happened at the end of last week. And but yeah, just it is it's been tough to get in front of that TV and get that gaming going on and doing that. But definitely I've been jumping into that split game, playing tons of that. Actually, I might even stream some because I am wrecking house in that game. I'm like, yes, getting warmed up for Halo Infinite when that's free. We'll see how that looks like. But and speaking of free games, we got some stuff on the grinds board about more free-to-play games. But I gotta say, yes, we're gonna talk about it via Vex. I was just alluding to that. But I gotta say I'll get into this when I talk about the free-to-play stuff. But it's saying for that game, for coming out and just having 20 maps. I think Splitgate has 20 maps, has a few game modes in it. 5 game modes in it, and it is just stacked. That's the way you do it, and it just plays well. And if you want to do all the battle passes and cosmetics and stuff, you can. But it's just a fun game to play. But again, that's the major part of a free to play game. Is it fun? Next thing is longevity, and that's where you gotta see, and so. But I do think it's fun. I do think it's a cool spin. I'm like, how did Halo not have this mode in it with portal guns and stuff like that? Like, this needs to be like a game mode in every game, you know. So definitely recommend to check that out on that one. But you know what? Without further ado, we're gonna get right to the grinds board. So we got a lot of topics tonight. I put up pretty much everything I could think of on there, and then we'll get the rest of the crew on here for the show. So actually, let me do that while I'm discussing, and you're probably gonna see it. So I got to bring it over. But without further ado, let's go to the grinds board. It's actually coming in hot, made with fire and brimstone. Here it is. I gotta make it small a little bit here. I want to make sure that my display capture is over it. So yeah, we got a full board tonight, full board, and I'm just going to move it down here so my display capture is underneath it, and I'm gonna delete this one. Sorry guys, little housekeeping stuff going on here. Yeah. Goodbye. All right. I'll wait for it to pop up over here. But, yeah, we got some topics, as you can see. So, the brand news that came out today. Let me make sure it looks good on the screen here. Sumo Digital, acquired by Tencent. Oh, man. Ubisoft's XDefiant game announced. That's their free-to-play game. And then this has been doing the rounds. It was a small news article, but man, this thing's getting some traction. Psychonauts 2 previews promising. Psychonauts 2 specs, that thing across all the different platforms. Phil and his DRM talk. Jim Ness, we gotta have a dose of Jim Ness and Phil Ness. Jim Ness and remembering great games. The NPDs. See, I'll confuse it. Xbox gets the sales. I thought I was going to put Wii in there. But Xbox wins the sales with the dollar sales. And then the Steam Deck comes out for Switch. There's always a spelling or mistake in my stupid grinds board. That's what happens when you're dealing with all the fire brimstone. But thank you, Dominic, for the congrats. Thank you. Yeah. See, I even ruined their W. I ruined their W. I'll fix it. That's why it was hot off the presses. I was editing it quick before the show because I was watching that show. Sorry, guys. You know, things happen. But anyway, I could actually, you know what? Hold the phone. What here? Where is it? Actually, I have it open. Where is it? Is this the one? There it is. That annoys me. That annoys me on there. So I'll finish. Lucky I read it over. Let's do this quick. But yeah, so like the first thing we got is Sumo Digital. So you know, like Sumo Digital, as you know, are they're famous for making Crackdown 3. That is their claim to fame. They've done an amazing job with such hits, blockbuster hits as Crackdown 3, and made some incredible games. Yeah, I'm sure that's how you remember them, right? They were Terry Crews and Sumo Digital made the campaign. But yeah, that's their claim to fame. No. They also made the Sega racing games, the Sonic racing games, and they also actually recently made the really good game. I thought it was pretty damn good. The Sackboy's Adventures, which I thought was a pretty damn good launch game, and I have enjoyed it. I'm just about over halfway done with that thing. And I thought that game was pretty damn good. I was surprised. I remember one of the things I was saying. I was like, wow, so this is the same group that made, that worked on that Crackdown 3 campaign, which very bare bones. Very bare bones. Yeah, I know. MPDs. People are running wild with that MPD talk. We'll do that. Hold on. I'm just fixing my thing here so I could export it out. There we go. Boom, boom. And I'm just going to make it this. Tons of grinds boards. There we go. I dragged over the wrong one. Little bit of housekeeping. Oh, where's my grinds board too? Here it is. All right. The real grinds board. The other one was a beta. That was a beta grinds board. We fixed it now. I made the other grinds board now. Let's get rid of this beta one. You tell us how to make a topics list. Get out of here. Get out of here, old grinds board beta. There we go. What? Is that the right one? Yeah, that's right. Okay, we're good. We fixed it. Hit that like button. We fixed the grinds board. It was coming off the hot presses. So yeah, and actually $1.2 billion from Tencent for Sumo Digital. Now, apparently, let me get the article here. Apparently Sumo Digital has a lot of studios. Like they're almost like they have a lot of support studios. And I think they're finalizing the deal here. Let's see. British gaming studios, $1.27 billion. Hey, we're going to zoom it in. So yeah. So they made Sackboy for Sony and Crackdown for Microsoft. Lease. There you go. So they have a bunch of multiple studios, and they do a lot of support stuff. They made the other games like I said, they made the Sega games, the racing ones. They've done like little things here and there. So they're a bunch of studios. Hey, Tencent's buying a lot of stuff, and this is, I think, maybe the fear of why Sony's locking down some stuff, why Microsoft's looking at things. So maybe, Tencent is just in there, and, they do a lot of mobile stuff, and this is kind of good because Sumo Digital kind of made those things. Like in 2007, they also made Snake Pass. I remember that. Not Game Pass, Snake Pass, which was in Game Pass, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Yo, what's up, Cyber Dragon? How you doing? Jeff, why didn't Sony try to buy them? I'm going to tell you this right now. This whole, fetish with buying studios, I'm not liking it. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now. I don't like it. I don't know if it's, I really don't, I don't know. I don't know if I don't care. This whole buying of studios now, unless it amounts that the company gets IP or now something's going to be exclusive, I just really don't find the value and the fetish with this whole buying studio stuff. Everybody should buy everybody. And I just, I know Microsoft kind of started it and making an E3 announcement. I just feel that it needs to just kind of, let's see what the hell these companies are making. I really want to know what's going to be for the end user. I feel like this is where they're ordering stuff. I don't know if you guys feel the same kind of way. If it amounts to certain games being made or certain publisher getting an IP, like a Microsoft getting certain IPs or Sony getting certain IPs or Tencent taking away IPs and maybe turn them into a mobile thing, IP really isn't the value. I'm just not into this whole, yo, what's up, Jemiah? How you doing? I'm just not into this whole, buy studios just for the sake of buying studios. Because, I just think that it doesn't warrant anything unless we know it's going to come with some games. But, maybe Tencent did force some of them to, Microsoft and Sony, and even Amazon and Google, maybe their interest in certain companies is doing that. But, Sumo just made Sackboy's Big Adventure, but Sackboy was made by Media Molecule. Then they made it out to I forgot. What did they make? Sackboy 3 was made by somebody. Was it made by Sumo Digital too? I think it was. Crackdown. Sackboy. One of the Sackboys was made by Sumo Digital, and then Crackdown 3 made the campaign of Sumo Digital made the campaign of Crackdown 3, brought to you by Sumo Digital. I remember that. You know, when they showed that, like, Sumo Digital. And also, too, they did work on, I remember they worked on a lot of the Disney Infinity games with the characters and stuff, like the racing sections. And they worked on a lot of kind of those games. So, you know, maybe mobile, maybe this kind of stuff is good for them. They have that vision. They have multiple studios that work on stuff. So the 1.27 billion, I know. See, Game Night feels similar. That's the thing. They kind of they started it, and now it's glorified it. Exactly. You know? And again, like, if I feel like if like, Sony buys Final Fantasy and buys Square Enix, and they get all the Final Fantasy IP now exclusive to their stuff, that's something to talk about. Microsoft buying Bethesda, making all that stuff exclusive. Now we have all, like, Dooms and all. Like, that's kind of like, okay. But all this other stuff, like just buying things, like I just don't like everybody should buy everybody. Like, I just think, I want to see the product. I don't care about the products made. I want to see the product. Yeah, they have like 12 studios. That's why everybody's like 1.27 billion. I even saw some people comparing this to, like, how cheap Sony got Insomniac for. And like 227 million or something like that. And it's like, these people are playing billions. But they do have a lot of studios. A lot of support studios there. And a lot of, multiple ones are crowned. So it's just, they have a lot of arms in the race. Well, congrats to them. Let's see if Tencent turns it into a mobile game. I doubt that they're going to make any kind of, games. Or maybe, I don't know. Tencent, do they make games? I don't even know. Does Tencent make games for consoles at all? Do they? Does Tencent publish any games for consoles, or is it only mobile? Oh, nah. There's like a March rumor that's saying that they have a patent for their own handheld console. Nah. I don't know. They're all mobile shit. Good luck to them. Good sayonara. Sony keeps Sackboy and Microsoft keeps Crackdown, so nobody's losing any IPs there. But it is what it is. Meh news. A lot of money, not meh money, but okay. Good luck, Sumo Digital. Enjoy. Sackboy Adventures was good. Crackdown multiplayer was bare bones. Crackdown 3 campaign was bare bones. I don't know. Why is this coming in blue? You can't even see the people's names. What is going on? YouTube? Yeah. Dylan says the Bethesda deal didn't do anything for him. On the other hand, some time deals, PlayStation, don't excite me at all. Yeah, it is what it is. Xbox buys Gaming Grindhouse. I heard it from an insider. Thanks. Yes, we are sponsored by Phil Spencer and Game Pass. From now on, Xbox bought me. Nah, man. 14 studios. Yeah, so they do have a lot of... they're not just like one little studio. They have multiple arms in this stuff. So, yeah, as the Crackdown 3, Sam Asher, was the Crackdown 3 campaign. That's what they made on that one. But I'm going to say this now, and I know this is probably a little premature. Hit that like button, everybody. Share out this video. We're going down the Grinds board. Seems like it's going to be the Bachelor Grindhouse until later on when we get some... Get our OGs in here, but on the panel. But I'm down for a Bachelor Grindhouse, man. It's just been one of those days. But talking about ass, and we're not talking about booty, but we're talking about ass. And I know, don't knock it till you try it, but I gotta say, I smell something. I'm smelling something here.
Never underestimate the power of the Schwartz.
I know, my gut feeling.
This is the worst lunch I ever had.
Your only job is to cook. Do you not realize I have had diarrhea since Easter's?
Yeah, talking about diarrheas. Ubisoft stinking up the place again. So, they announced... where is it? Where is this stuff? Oh my goodness. So they announced, they're like, stay tuned. We have an announce for for a brand new game. Oh wait, here it is. What the hell? Oh, I spelled that wrong. For a brand new game from Ubisoft, a brand new one. Stay tuned. XDefiant. Oh my! Oh wait, no, I'm gonna. And you notice I didn't include the the prelude to that, which is supposedly Tom Clancy's XDefiant. There is nothing about this game that I saw that has to do with Tom friggin' Clancy, except you want to talk about them wearing some sort of like snake eyes, Sam Fisher goggles, some horse shit like that. Dude, this is gotta be. I don't even know what this is. And I'm going to knock it right now before I try it, because guess what this is? This is Ubisoft trash. Trash. That's what this is. This is Ubisoft with their service horse shit and them making a game that they're telling you right here, you tell us what you think. It's coming in hot. Mark Rubin, he says it's coming in hot. He says it's what actually did he say? Grindhouse, what did the? Well, wait a second. What did Ubisoft? Here it is. What did he say? Let's hear it.
We're excited to share a first look at a project we're developing at Ubisoft San Francisco. This is our take on a multiplayer first-person shooter.
Our take on a first-person multiplayer shooter. What's Rainbow Six? What are we talking about here?
Need to get you in early and find out what you think.
Get in there early and find out what you think. Oh shit. I'm smelling it. It's coming through my screen. Up my nostrils. This stink. Smell-o-vision exists.
Our goal is to make a best-in-class shooter for you, the players, to compete
and have fun with your friends. It's fast-paced firefights meets punk rock mosh pit.
No. What kind of pants is this dude wearing anyway? Holy shit. The hell are those things? They're referring like spandex punk rocks. No. Punk rock? Tom Clancy? What are you doing to this gentleman? Tom Clancy. This is not good. This is just a way for you to sell rainbow-colored mohawks for me in a season pass. Because you can't just do a serious shooter. Because that's not there for personalization. You can't do personalization if you just do a serious first-person shooter. But if you got punk rock in it, now you can have him in a rainbow vest with mohawks running around for just a small microtransaction price of $5 per hair. No. Everything about this is nothing about Tom Clancy. Garbage.
We're proud to introduce our new game.
Look at this. They even have the Ubisoft like friggin' amped type like skater bullshit logos and stuff. Aren't they making like a racing game, downhill racing game like this too? What is this? When I saw Tom Clancy with some friggin' mohawk shit on his head, what are they doing? It's like somebody just graffitied this dude's name and they put a pink X in here. It's like basically they took friggin' Far Cry New Dawn and merged it with some Call of Duty. What is this shit? What are we doing here? Give us a goddamn Splinter Cell. Don't give us this punk rock shit. Oh, but they gotta have punk rock on it because I gotta have my dude wearing fucking banana pants that I only paid $10.99 for. Check out my fucking banana pants. Maybe I could download a fucking banana hammock and a fucking mohawk. I could run around with a friggin' thong while I'm shooting dudes. Is that what they want? Is that what's so cool about this? You got your guy running around with a thong and a goddamn mohawk with Splinter Cell goggles?
Tom Clancy's XDefiant.
Oh, Jesus.
Your feedback is essential to help us make...
And I'm ready. Your feedback. Already they're starting the bullshit. Already starting the bullshit. What? Phil! No! 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 What's up, Neil? No! Your feedback. No! This is starting on every bad note. Check out our new game, Punk Rock Tom Clancy. Feedback. Spandex pants.
Make this game great.
Later in this video, we'll tell you how to get involved.
But first, we'll get into the action.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. What is, look. Tom Clancy who?
This is a free-to-play,
Oh!
high-octane shooter
Oh!
combining realistic gunplay with personalized classes.
There you go. It's also Destructors in the banana pants. Wear the banana pants. Personalization. Get the hell out of here with this thing. This is what I'm telling you. Every game does not need to be a Fortnite service-based microtransaction jerk-off fest with banana hammocks and fucking mohawks. And purple vests. How am I supposed to take anything seriously when I got some guy running around in banana hammocks? Realistic shooting, though. We got realistic guns, but you're shooting a guy that has a mohawk and his balls are swinging in the wind. Because he paid that microtransaction to have the balls swing. There we go. There we go. Look at all the colors. Tom Clancy. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Those classes are.
Where's that
represented in our
espionage?
game as factions.
Look, she had the Splinter Cell goggles on. There you go. You teasing sons of bitches. There you go. Look. Oh, there's your Splinter Cell, you whining bitch. They got fucking nipple rings. That's right, they got the nipple ring. There he
Our
is.
game is faction.
I'm going to buy the extra nipple rings for my guy.
Each bringing unique gameplay and team dynamics. Every faction
These are Call of Duty
comes equipped
maps.
with traits, abilities, and an ultra. To
An
complement
ultra,
your
hero
playstyle
shooters.
and
We
the
went back for
faction's
4
goals.
years.
Used skillfully.
Go ask Bleeding Ass how hero shooters go.
Each faction is capable of swinging the momentum of a match.
Oh, come on.
Our factions are at the heart of the game. They're inspired by maverick groups from across Tom Clancy's games and beyond.
Please.
From this inspiration, we created new characters and gameplay.
This gets a download. One game. Delete. Free to play. There you go. Free to play. I know. I heard enough to know. Yeah, this looks like Call of Duty. This is Ubisoft's free to play Call of Duty. What? Like, this is my thing. We're gonna talk free to play, right? Oh wait, let me hear what he has to say. He says something first and foremost about the weapons, right?
We know to be a great shooter, the gunplay has to be our top priority.
So they just make sure they stole the gunplay from Rainbow Six and put a Call of Duty spin on it, and then add a bunch of microtransactions. That's what they're doing. I don't know. This is smells. Yeah. Okay. This is what I'm gonna say. Oh, this is like Call of Duty. If I didn't hear, you don't hear these sons of bitches talking. This is Call of Duty. Yeah, quick scoping's in the game. Good job. You read. Oh my god. Look, I can't wait to change all my classes. Like, who gives a shit? You know, this is, oh man, Grindhouse. I really don't want to spend this time, but this is really triggering me. This is, wait, what did he say again?
Are a shooter first.
And you're
Yeah. Every time he spoke, I got a trigger. I had a twitch in my neck.
And I can't stress this hard enough. We are a shooter first.
They're a shooter first, but a service game firster. Oh, they're a cosmetic game before first. A preliminary. That's what they are. My thing is that if you're going to be a free-to-play first-person shooter, here's my 2 takes on this, Grind. There we go.
And your abilities and ultras create you.
Abilities and ultras, dude. That ship has sailed. Apex Legends took that thing. And this is what I mean. I saw some people talking about Apex Legends. I see some people talking about other free-to-play games. My thing is if you are a free-to-play game, you gotta bring something new. You gotta bring something refreshing. You gotta... oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, people working from home. You gotta bring something new. You can't just be a Me Too free-to-play game and look like every other friggin' game that's out there. You need to be different. That's why a game like I was talking about Splitgate. Yes, it's an older game, but you know what? It does something different. It merged 2 franchises together and works in a pretty good way as a free-to-play game. But otherwise, this game already does not look like it's offering anything new. It looks like a Call of Duty mode. This looks like Call of Duty. That's what this is. The movement, the sliding, the shooting, the quick scoping. It's Call of Duty. That's what this is. Call of Duty with hero shooters. Didn't Call of Duty just end that? And they got assault class and they got this class and look, those are the echelon support. So basically you got your Splinter Cell goggles. Something said greenhead streamers will make this game blow up. And that's, is that what they're chasing, guys? Is that what they're chasing? Are they chasing these free-to-plays so that, the upcoming ninjas of the world grab onto this and start streaming it? Then they can add seasons. And is that what we're chasing now? Is that what everybody's chasing? Like, they're chasing the streamer? Yeah, that's right, Game Night. It'll be interesting. It's just like, this is so cold, dude. I just really... It's just like, hype up a new game that basically is cool. It's basically you're adding this punk rock thing onto it, so you could add some outrageous coloring and things like that to it, so you could add customizations. I know that, and that's the thing. And you know what, Compost, you hit a good point. Time. And I think that's where I get triggered. That's what makes me grind my gears, is when people waste my time. Time is money. Time is valuable. Time is limited. And you say a perfect point here. They think that we have all this unlimited free time to do bullshit. And maybe that's why it's not for us. Don't ever go full Ubisoft. You know what? I'm going to have to modify that, Pug. Don't go full or free Ubisoft. There's my new modification. Exactly. That's another one, Buddy Cactus. It's friggin' Rage 2. What is it? Far Cry New Dawn. They just put this punk rock kind of spin on it. Basically, you're right. Exactly what they did. Look what they did to Rage. Rage was like a serious friggin' game. It was like a pretty serious survival post-apocalyptic game akin to Mad Max. And then they spun it on its head and made it like this punk rock crazy, hip, combo-tacular type thing. But I just free to play, put it out there, take the dudes that have Rainbow Six and just make them make a first-person shooter and have them make, with some classes, make it look like Call of Duty and get it out there. And that's what this is. And I think it's a shame they call it Tom Clancy's. I think it's a shame that they got Splinter Cell callbacks in there and not developing a Splinter Cell game when that's the kind of game that people want. You want to know why people want a Splinter Cell game? Because there's nothing else like it right now. Do you understand? You are just you are just muddying the water with these Assassin's Creeds, these open world games, these service games, free to play, shooting. You have Rainbow Six. Live in that world and create Splinter Cell. Do something that we don't have. Like, I don't understand it. And I think that's where the appeal to what Sony's been doing with its games. Don't you see how they sell their unique games? Like, nobody else is doing that. That's why it takes on such a different life of its own. But when you look at all these multiplats and look at all these big publishers, EA and all, they're all trying to compete for this and doing the same thing. They're not even being innovative about it. This looks like such a cash grab. This doesn't even look friggin' interesting. This looks like everything I have played already and played probably better. And I'm sorry going so hard on it without playing it, but like, this is just a bad showcase, and everything that they said about it, they're just looking for that Fortnite cash grab. They're trying to look for that streamer money, that somebody's just going to stop playing this and, yo, the shooting's awesome. This is awesome. I'm going to play this all night. I'm going to stream this for 1 month. Like, and then they get a whole audience and everybody's playing it. And I think that's where these free-to-plays are going. These free-to-plays are not marketed to us, the consumer. These free-to-plays are marketed to the streamers. I think you hit it right on the head. Salty hit right on that with the greenhead streamers, dude. This is not for us. This is not for the game. This is for the streamer. And that's where they're going with these free-to-play games. They're using the streamers to give the feedback back, to get the audience, to get people on there, and then they can start doing seasons and get those microtransactions going. But, yeah. I'm not signing for no goddamn beta for this thing. This thing has to be on my dashboard for me to even click the button to even try it out. But I'd rather play that Splitgate thing if you're going to give me free to play, because at least that's something different. It merges two games together. And that's where I think I have a little more harshness to this, because that game doesn't even look as good as this. This looks definitely better than Splitgate. But the game, what Splitgate's doing, if you're going to go free to play, then you got to do something different. You can't just be the same thing that everybody else has been playing. Free advertising, that's right, Captain. But you just cannot do that. You got to have something different if you're going to be in a free-to-play market. If everybody's serving chicken nuggets and you just open up a restaurant going, well, we're serving chicken nuggets too. It's like, no. You got to have yours have to be different to warrant that stuff. You can't just, phone it in, because time is money. Yeah, where is Salty? Salty's in chat? I didn't even see him. Yeah, Melee. I think there is a free-to-play Melee. There's a game coming out that has a Melee stuff. But yeah, anyway. This, I'm going hard on it. I don't like what they shown. They teased it, and I'm just like, punk rock Tom Clancy? Oh my god. Typical Ubisoft, because even all the stuff, like, are they just... Because what's that other game that they're doing? What's their other game? That, yeah, you took a look at all that stuff, right? Watch this. Where's that other game? The, racing, what is it? Racing, Ubisoft game. The downhill racing game. What the hell is it? Not the, yeah, Riders Republic. So here, watch this. Ready? Look. You notice anything? This is the other Ubisoft game, Riders Republic. Look at the colors. Look at the same type of spray paint, and hey, here you go. Vibrant colors and stuff. Like, they just do. Like, everything's like this. I thought I saw all this stuff before, this Riders Republic stuff. Like, look at all the, yeah, I think they use the same, like, spray paint for, like, XDefiant and stuff like that. But all this, like, punk... Just, like... Where is it? I think it's over here. Here it is. Oh, man, this doesn't look too good either. Oh, there's a giraffe dude. It's a guy with a giraffe. This is what they turn all their games into. There's a dinosaur racing. There you go. There you go. This is how I want to play it right here. This guy. Freaking T-Rex, a bunny head. There you go. All this now is going to be in that the dinosaur guy falling. This is what Ubisoft thinks of us. Where's a way that I can sell giraffe heads? The gameplay comes first, though. The shooting comes first. But you could buy this giraffe head for only $5. And banana hammocks. This looks like this thing. Look at this. Far Cry New Dawn started this shit. I know. Dinosaur race. Like, look at all this spray paint and all this stuff. Then they just showed that. Now look at the new game. Now look, like Ubisoft is doing everything. Look, like, is this Riders Republic Tom Clancy? Riders Republic? Like they're so lazy. They're just so like they're just like, get ready. I'm gonna have my freaking dinosaur guy. I'm gonna be shooting at him. My dinosaur guy wearing a punk head. They're using the same look. Am I losing it? The giraffe. An Ubisoft original. Get the hell out of here. Just disgracing Tom Clancy. People want Splinter Cell, dude. Get the hell out of your trash. I'm done with Ubisoft, man. You can keep your XDefiant. Your downhill racing, whatever the hell they're doing. Get the hell out of here. You gotta respect the business move. Yeah, I respect the business move. The hell out of here. The gunplay comes first. Shoot that guy's giraffe head. Would you like to buy this T-Rex outfit for your class? Jaffe the giraffe. That's right. He's doing the video. Get the hell out of here. It has the same look, right? That's Ubisoft, man. All right. So Psychonauts 2. Next topic. Oh man, Bachelor Grindhouse. Psychonauts 2. Preview's promising. Some people playing it. I don't even want to. Windows Central goes potential game of the year. Windows Central. Why wouldn't it be, right? So the previews are good. People are having a lot of fun with Psychonauts 2. They're saying, it's fun. It's great. The game's like 17 years in the making. It seems pretty interesting. It seems that there's some cool boss battles. I think some other people have previews of it. So Microsoft has been shipping out their previews of the game. So everybody had this preview build and everybody was excited for it. Did see some of the frame rate things. Some stuff coming up with the frame rate stuff. But otherwise, people are having fun with it. So there's positive previews, which is good. Because then, it is on everything. It's on PlayStation 4, Switches. It's on everything. Because of, where it came from. So it's on all that stuff. It was on, the Kickstarter stuff. So they're honoring all that. So it's coming on all the other different consoles. And I don't know why I think so. What's up, Brian V? How you doing? I know, man. It is compost. It is ridiculous. But yeah, the previews are promising for Psychonauts 2. So it's interesting. I played the first one. I just don't. Yeah, you think I'm lying, dude? I don't lie. I don't know why we're going there, but yeah. Where is it? Psychonauts 2 from Kotaku says bigger, better adventure by Double Fine. More of Psychonauts from what we needed, but that's a good thing. Where's Windows Central? Yeah. I don't know. Dude. You called Windows Central. Yeah. I don't know, man. I guess. Whatever hype they could do. I didn't say it. See? Jez Corden wrote it. The other Jez. Psychonauts 2 preview shaping up to be a Game of the Year material. All right. We will see. We will see. So, yeah, it's getting some good previews. The first one was pretty good, but I played that back in 2007. back on the OG Xbox. So I can't even remember what the hell it was. Like, I'm not going back and play that again because platforms have evolved so much. The cool thing about this game was that you could go into the minds of people, and you know, you're battling through different parts of their minds, and you have psychedelic powers and stuff. But you know, it's great that it's coming out. Yeah, I might check it out if I have the Game Pass active during the time. I think it comes out next month, or Ascent comes out next week. But yeah, I don't know. It is. I'm not gonna buy it. Like, I'll probably play it in Game Pass. I think it's a $40 game, $50 game. But yeah, I don't know, dude. It has that charm. What I want to see is how this compares with modern day platformers, because this game, you know, hopefully they're saying that it has that charm, it has that stuff, but you know, I could just see, like, graphically looking at it, I know that this was the graphic kind of thing that it has, but I'm just a little spoiled for playing Ratchet and Clank, you know, for platforming. You know, that has been incredible looking and feeling and playing and just what's going on. But maybe this has a story, because Double Fine does do some crazy stories. So we'll see, you know, when it comes out. I'm not super psyched up for Psychonauts 2. I never was. But, you know, we will see. And there's nothing that I'm seeing in this and you know, hearing about that it's anything that, you know, it's going to go rush out and do it. Yeah, Brutal Legend. Yeah, Brutal Legend was pretty good. That was interesting. That was that was a cool game. Yeah, it does look dated, but you gotta remember, this was a Kickstarter, you know? And yeah, so this is the thing to take, and this is the other thing that's going around. People going crazy about this. So, you know, so we'll take a look at how it looks, right? And then this thing showed up here. So this is the performance stuff. Obviously, the Xbox, you know, Cobra Insider, Xbox Insider, you know, tweeting this out, going, great. Okay. So these are the things going on here. So take your W's when you get your W's. So the base Xbox One, 30 frames, 1080p. The Xbox One X running it at 4K 30. No HDR, which weird. HDR is only supported on the Series S and X, which I even thought base PlayStation 4 would include auto HDR to it. So I don't even know. They got no on here. I don't even know where this came from. Official website, I guess? This came from the official website? Well played. Oh, it's Well Played Australia. You know what? I might hold on. I don't know. I think. So this is where it came from. I didn't even see where it came from. A full rundown performance for each SKU. It's an Australian website. Interesting. I don't know. But this is the thing that's been rolling around. This thing, which I think is kind of weird. And I know some people are kind of upset thinking that the PlayStation version has been gimped. Xbox Finesse, man. Hey, this is what it is. So, like, obviously the Series S and the Series X got the HDR and the variable rate VRR support, variable refresh rate, and also, but only ones with the 120 hertz. The Xbox Series X is probably the best one to play it at 60 frames at 4K, and I'm sure those are dynamic resolutions. So it says max resolution, so I'm sure these are not native running the whole game. I'm sure these are dynamic resolutions for the frame rates. But the one thing, though, that is interesting is that the PS5 version, there's no PS5 version. There is only running through the PS. They're not making a PS5 version. They're only making a PS4 Pro version. And actually, what's is pretty interesting is that it's running it through backwards compatibility, but it's actually going to give you the same resolution as the Pro, but it's going to give you the higher frame rate. So basically, they unlock the frame rate and just giving you the PS4 Pro version with unlocked frame rates, basically. So we're going to see what this comes out to, but everybody's cheering this as a celebration and exclusivity, and I just got to say, You heard it here, Grinders. Hit that like button. Not like this. Okay? Not like this. Like this. If this was done like this is just whatever. First off, this game is not that graphically impressive to be like, it's gonna show the power of the X, the power of this thing. Like, it's not a very graphically incredible graphic. Like, this doesn't look like a Ratchet or like a Demon's Souls or anything like a next gen game at all. Like, so like, I understand that it's good to have the higher resolutions. I just like, if this is the W, if this is what they're doing with the exclusivity, hey, congrats. I guess you get the couple Ps and 120 frames, but they did not make a PS5 version. They only made a PS4 version, and I guess, working at Xbox and having that stuff, that they're able to do this. But you know what? Hey, if this turns out to be true and this is what it is, hooray. That's it. They won. It's over. Like, no. This whole resolution shit and all this, the frame rate shit, my take on this whole thing is that it's just very interesting that for over 2 years we heard project names of the Xbox console talked about power, and that when the games came out from third party and all the stuff, the tools weren't ready for the Xbox. That's why it was underperforming from the PS5. That is the whole reason why that is even a relevant topic. It's because Microsoft and fans touted the most powerful console in the world, and it's not demonstrating that power. Microsoft doesn't have software to show that power, nor is the multiplats utilizing that power and giving it a decisive advantage over the PlayStation 5. With the amount of talk about teraflops and all the stuff that Microsoft hyped up getting into this, and people hyped up, it's just funny that the PlayStation 5 has outperformed it in a multitude of games. And it's actually closer, like we've been saying, that power is not the only thing. Stop hyping it up every day on Twitter. Stop having videos about it, Phil. Stop talking about power without the software. So, that is why this resolution stuff and the frame rate stuff is funny when PS5 outperforms it, because that was Microsoft's strategy of marketing the system. But in the reality of this, nobody gives a shit. Nobody. It's all just because of that, because of their marketing. But if this was running at 1440p, one's at 1080p, unless it's really that bad and performance is horrible, and now you want to choose where you're going to buy. But otherwise, dude, it doesn't goddamn matter. Because even at this stuff, this doesn't demonstrate power. All this shows, if this turns out to be true, which again, we got to see if this turns out to be true, because come from one website from there, and this is the thing that's going around. But the thing is that it still is just showing that Microsoft made them optimize the game for the Series X and the Series S. They optimize it for their consoles. They're owned by Microsoft. Why wouldn't they have benefits? You know? Do the PlayStation version. At least they're given the higher frame rate, so the PS5 does get a bonus. But also, you got to remember, we said this before, backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 5 is different than on the Xbox. Xbox just runs backwards compatible games. It just sees the new hardware very simply. The PlayStation needs a custom, like a full PlayStation version with DualSense support and, the 3D audio and a different package to make it a PS5 game. They're not taking the time out here to do that. Whether it comes down the line, maybe it does. I don't know. But at launch, it's not going to be there. So they did not make a PlayStation 5 version, but they did unlock the frame rate, so at least you get 60 frames. We'll see how it does in performance-wise. Because usually how these things turn out, and I'm going to tell you this right now, usually this Xbox Series X running at 4K 60 frames per second will have more frame rate dips than the PS5 version running at 20, 60, 1440p, and 60 frames per second. That's usually what happens. The resolution is usually higher on the Xbox with worse performance, and the PlayStation 1 is lower resolution with better performance. That's usually how it's been going. But we'll see what happens. And they got the 120 frame mode, which, that's what they've been doing. I'm surprised they don't have a 60 frames per second option on the Xbox One. Oh, what did J-Bar say? Says, Yeast 9 got a res bump. They're probably gimping it. Yeah. It's not... See, my thing is that I don't think they're purposely gimping it. I just think that they're not using resources to optimize it for that system. Maybe they do a PS5 update maybe later on. Maybe, how we have the PS5 updates. Maybe they'll do it. But at launch, they're not. And you're basically playing the backwards compatibility, but you get the frame rate. I don't think they're purposely gimping it. I just think they're not dedicating resourcing now to optimize it or develop for a PS5. And that's the hype behind Psychonauts 2. It's in Game Pass. It's on PC. PC doesn't even have HDR support. How crazy is that? And neither does the Xbox. The One S, which supposedly supports HDR, and the One X, which does HDR. They just did not. I don't know why they just did HDR in here. I don't know what kind of finesse that is. There's some finesse going on. But hey, it is what it is. Here's the fidelity game. Here it is. If this is going to pull you away from Ratchet and Clank, looks alright. But after playing Ratchet, I'm a little spoiled of these kind of games. Even pull one out for Sumo Digital, but even, Sackboy Adventures. Like, these kind of platforming games have really, you know what else? Crash Bandicoot. The new Crash Bandicoot that came out from Activision. I thought that was looked good, too. Exactly. Tennis, yeah. How many people are going to play it? 100,000? Yeah, I don't know. This is Double Fine's first game in a while. But yeah, that VRR. It is what it is. But yeah, if this is it's alright, but I've been kind of spoiled already, so that's why I'm not super hyped for it, and I wish it could have looked a little bit better, but again, this is the stream. But yeah, I know this is the look of it, but it's just a little, Is that look at the even look at the battles. This is a boss battle. Even the combat. You look at how many guys are on screen. Ratchet and Clank, there's shit going all over the place. But anyway, spoiled. I know Sackboy's Adventure is damn good. Sackboy's Adventure, Crash Bandicoot, and Ratchet. I've been kind of spoiled with those kind of games. We'll see what this one does. But, here in the previews, the problem I have with previews is that they're always kind of extra positive. And again, this is kind of an Xbox exclusive game, or an Xbox studio game, quality studios. So, we'll see what it gets on Metacritic. If it has the quality and the frame rate solid, if it's if it is what it is, but we'll see what it is. Again, previews tend to be a little more positive. But, I just hope that when they review it into the context of what we've been playing for platforming games like they usually do, and not kind of go for Psychonauts, this is the better than the first one, 8 out of 10. No, Psychonauts, how is it for a platforming game? Don't say as opposed to the first one that came out in 2004. Because I can see them kind of do that as a scapegoat, Well, this is better than the first Psychonauts, which had a very low budget. And this one definitely there's much more story to this one. It's better than the first Psychonauts. Yeah, if they start comparing it to the first Psychonauts, you're in trouble, because that game is 16 years old. So, We'll see what they do from there. But if I start seeing, like, hey, it's better than the first one. Oh, damn. And this is a preview build, too. And it's coming out at the end of August. Which I think that's going to be a little bit of a tough point. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I thought this was coming. If this would, I think if Psychonauts 2 came, 15 years in the making, this game is. I think if Psychonauts 2 came out, and it's a $60 game too. If Psychonauts 2 came out like next week, I think it would have a better chance, I think coming out the end of August, I think it's going to be a little rough. Yeah, that's right. The first one's not even good for 2004. Oh, man. Well, going along with the Bachelor Grindhouse, we're going to go to the next topic. Phil and the DRM. So this thing was wild here. What, Kotaku did a take. Phil said a couple of things, right? So, again, sponsored by Game Pass commercial, all right? So here's our dose of Phil Ness for this evening. So Phil says that he worries about the loss of video game history, right? And the thing is that in this article, he's utilizing Game Pass as a way to bring back old games. And Game Pass's history and Game Pass's ability to bring back, like he uses saying, I brought Bethesda games, the old Bethesda games back in the Game Pass. And it's a way to preserve games. So a lot of people got on him for that because basically he was using Game Pass, which is technically a rental service, to better than Jex 3D, to use to talk about preserving things. And a lot of people went at him saying that you still have DRM. This is only a temporary rental service. And that's where kind of Kotaku came in and ran wild, going, you talk about preserving games, but you're putting them in a subscription service where they leave. And I understand their point. But I understand what Phil Ness was doing was he was trying to make Game Pass appealing as, and you got to remember, when he speaks about Game Pass and he does these articles and stuff, he does these interviews, this commercial for Game Pass,
One of the things I really love about being here is the families.
I think what we all misconstrued. What's up, Brian? How you doing? I think what we all misconstrued is that he's speaking to us. I'm guilty of it as well. But when he comes on here and does his commercials, what he is also speaking to, he's plugging it out there for publishers. He's letting this get round to developers. People that might say, hey, I have an old game. Maybe I could put it in Game Pass. You got to realize that he's constantly marketing Game Pass, not just to us all the time. But when he says these things, he's also probably talking to publishers as well. Anybody who wants to listen, And basically what he's trying to do is make them think like, oh, well, I got an old legacy of games. Maybe I could throw them in Game Pass and get some monetization. And this game has been forgotten about. Let me put this in Game Pass. And that's where his interview was going. He was trying to entice the users, the use cases of Game Pass. Not just putting brand new games in there day one, which is the only reason why it's worth a damn, but a lot of people, but there's not a lot of that stuff. A lot of it is fluff. But trying to get other people to put games in there. That's what I took from it when he was doing it. Kotaku took it the other way. And they went a little more cynical with it, going that, signing up for subscription gaming, you lose control. You don't own those games. So how can you talk about game preservation? And to their point, they're right. You know, there is no preservation when you are subscribing to a service. You have no ownership of that. All you're getting is exposure to those games. Games that you would not have purchased. Games that you did not know existed. Games that you had no interest in buying. Now you have exposure to those games. Now, to Phil, you clicking on the button and experiencing that, that's good as gold to him. But if you're looking as an end user for preservation, no. You're not preserving that game. You're exposing a new audience to the game. But you're not preserving it. Because preservation means that it's there forever. And that's where a lot of people went on him for that, saying about this preservation. You know, you're putting it in a volatile service that comes and goes, content comes and goes. Like, you're not preserving anything. You're basically teasing people of games that they could, and they could buy them. But I think digital preservation is more prevalent in ownership of digital content. That's what people are talking about. Because people talk about preservation for physical content. And one of the benefits of digital is that, you know, you don't have to worry about a store shelf holding a game to it. Or worry about store shelves and production and stuff. You could just put it on digital marketplace and it could live there forever. That's the golden goose. But a lot of times, that's not necessarily the case because they shut down the servers, they shut down the games, they deprovision the games, they get them out of the system like Forza Horizon 4 with music. Nope, can't sell it anymore. We don't have those music licenses anymore. Goodbye. Where's the digital preservation for that game? What? What was that with returns? I don't understand it. I know. But that's the thing. Like, it really is. They were talking about two different perspectives. He's using his thing as a marketing term for the publishers to say, hey, put your shit in Game Pass. But as for a user, there's no game preservation there. And that's the thing. And a lot of times that has to do with a lot of kind of selling, you know, these games. They don't think there's a audience for it, or they don't think it's worth bringing it back. Look at Splinter Cell, you know. I consider more preserving the franchises than necessarily preserving an old game. You know, and one of the other problems I had with some of this game preservation that everybody talks about is that I own Conker's Live and Reloaded. I own even the physical copy. I own Crimson Skies. Right? I own those games. But the servers don't work for Crimson Skies, so I can't play half of that game. The servers don't work for Conker's Live and Reloaded. And it's not just Xbox, but this is the nature of what is ownership. I have the game. I own it, but I can't experience it like I used to because it relies on an online network that is not supported anymore. So where does the preservation end? Is preserving just mean that it exists? Or does preserving mean it's fully functional in the way that I experienced it in the past? I don't know. All I know is that it's all Phil Ness. It's all Phil Ness. It's all a way just to spin Game Pass to being more of an experiential system. That's the thing. He worries about the loss of video game history. So don't worry. Don't worry. I worry about it. I worry about losing video game history, but don't worry about it. You could put it in Game Pass and it'll live on. That's where he's coming from. See? This is the Phil Ness. Seeing more people playing something like Prey or Dishonored or you can go back to Fable, or you can talk about those games. And for us, we sit back as a creative organization and watch people that are interested in it. It gives us more data to think about what we might pick up and take forward with new ideas and new teams. Game Pass has definitely been a great source. See what I said? It was amazing when Bethesda came in and were able to put so many of the old new games and new old games into Game Pass and go back with a legacy that we have some of the IP. Even thinking about things like Rare Replay was a really interesting thing for us to go do. He says that a lot, go do. And letting people go and experience some of old IP. Microsoft will continue to do things like that, Spencer added, because the Xbox Game Pass business model makes it viable. It doesn't have to be a games as a service version of the game, he said. It could just be, hey, the game sits there and people enjoy it. So, that's his pitch. I know. Talking about gaming history. So Game Pass is a great way for old games to live on. And that's fine. And I love backwards compatibility. I thought that was great. But when it was just backwards compatibility, everything's a Game Pass commercial, dude. Everything's a Game Pass commercial. But then Kotaku is just like, dude, you're telling us game preservation, you're hyping it up and you're worried about it, but you're putting it in a rental service. Like here, use an example. Subscribing to Disney Plus and you get access to Star Wars movies, but you only have access to them as long as you keep paying the piper. Exactly, that's a game. Ghostface, exactly. That's what they're saying. They're saying, like, well, these game pages leave. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Metro Exodus. This did a PS5 upgrade. Metro Exodus. That was removed out of the service. So he's not talking about game preservation for you. He's talking about game preservation as a publisher. Like a publisher, think about, oh, you can put those games in there. You pay for it, but as soon as you stop paying, you lose access to those games. So there's no preservation there. But again, Phil talking out his ass. Typical. I'm not talking devs making the games. What are you talking about? I'm talking about these two articles and different perspectives of what they're spending preservation and Game Pass to. I don't talk about anything about devs. You must be listening to a different show. But that's what they're trying to talk about, the Game Pass stuff. He's using it as a marketing term to get people to put old games in there. Because you know why? Phil needs content. They need content for Game Pass, so they're hungry for content. If you have a bunch of old games, put them in Game Pass. They'll live there. You got shitty games, put them in Game Pass. You got smelly games. You got hairy games, put them in Game Pass. Put it all in Game Pass. Game Pass saves lives. There you go. He is the marketing head for Game Pass. Oh, wait, there's one more. That's what he does. But to be honest, I think the whole thing about game preservation is a whole other story. And, I think a lot of people kind of went in there going like, he was spinning his thing, but Kotaku kind of went at him with the, you really don't own your game. So what preservation is he talking about? You're just basically just like dangling something in front of somebody if they pay a subscription fee. And then he did the other Phil Ness where he said that the PS5's DualSense could inspire the Xbox controller changes. Yeah. So this went ahead and saying that, Xbox is going to take on the DualSense, adaptive triggers, the stuff. I'm sure it will. And you know what? Moving forward, I am sure, because they got to find another way to sell you controllers. And I am sure they'll have some sort of haptic feedback or something in there in either an Elite 3 or in something else to sell another console, like another controller. But my thing is, where I scratch my head is like, where was your innovation of the controller? Because all you did was play it. And this is what drives me crazy. And this is what should drive fans crazy, is that where is your foresight? Where is your foresight for putting things like this and moving the gaming industry forward. See, he consistently talks about moving the game industry forward, but they played it so safe. They just slapped on a share button, didn't even improve the share software on the system. Same old ass share software, but they put on a shared button. They didn't evolve the controller. They played it safe. Everybody's like, that's what we wanted. But obviously, the DualSense is something. Uh-oh, you sent me something? I gotta take a look. Whoa, the pub sent something. The screen's bright in my friggin' eyes. Hold on, I gotta move this. Let's see what you sent me. But yeah, like, no shit they're gonna do something like that. They are gonna do something, regarding that. I'm sure they're gonna do something with it, with the controller. If you can find it cheaper than that, fuck it. Wait, where'd you send me? Well, Pug, you sent me something? Hold on, I'm looking. Pug-chan, what did you tag me? Oh, here it is. Wait, you sent me something here? Pug, I don't see what you sent me. You said something over the weekend. Oh, yeah, you sent that to me over the weekend? Yeah. I told you I was busy this weekend. But yeah, so I think this DualSense stuff, like, obviously he's going to do something. I think the DualSense is friggin' awesome. I think that, it definitely adds a layer. I've been playing, see, I forget. I've been playing, see? It's been so long since I played it, like 3 days ago. It seems like forever ago. I've been running through Plague's Tale, and I'm like 3 levels left. That's what I wanted to talk about. See, I had so much stuff going on in the thing, but yeah, Plague's Tale, in addition to Splitgate, I've been playing tons of Plague's Tale, and I am enjoying that a lot. And I'm glad, actually, I saved it for this conversation, because one of the things that was really cool with it is that they implemented the DualSense support in it. And it really, like, as you're walking through the brush and you feel the rats, and the sound is incredible, and it does add an extra layer to the game with the control. Even when you're running, it adds some tenseness. Like the trigger actually thumps as you're running, and even subtle things like just walking through a brush. Like if you're walking through it, you feel a slight rumble, like so slight. And people outside hearing this go, "Oh, that's a gimmick." Yeah, but you know what? You have your headphones on, you're playing this thing, and you're hearing the story and playing a game so immersive like that. It adds to it. And when you play, and the thing is that you might not say, I need to go play it because of that, but once you play it like that, if you go back to not playing like that, it feels naked. It feels like you're missing something. And that's the point. The point is that you could sit here and be just like, oh, no way, by doing this, you get this experience. People are like, oh, that's bullshit. That's all gimmicks. But if you go back to not playing with it, you'll be like, oh, something missing. Oh, that used to feel that way. That did this way. You miss it. I know that. Who's this fool coming to the Grindhouse? Who invited you to the Grindhouse? Returns. I'm gonna put you in a timeout. You don't. There you go. You want a timeout? Nobody insults the grinders in the Grindhouse. We got you. Nobody insults grinders at the house party. We'll not have that conversation. And here, you come back, I'm getting the bouncer, and then you kick you out of the Grindhouse. I have that kind of talk. Grinders will kick your ass outside. Barroom fight, bitch. They're coming for me, but guess what? I'll get the bouncer. We'll kick him out. Kick him out, man. I got the bouncer at the Grindhouse door. He'll shove a fucking Game Pass subscription right up their fucking ass. Fuck out of here, your shit. The hell out of here. You don't insult the grinders in the Grindhouse. Fuck out of here. So anyway. That's right. Dude, I have no fucking clue. He must be listening to a different show. What the fuck is going on? They got him. Alright, I'll fucking get him. Fuck out of here. I'm wasting my time. Time is money. Don't waste my fucking time with some bullshit. There we go. So anyway. I know, Grinder, we're moving up in the world. We're going to get some fuckers. We'll take care of those fuckers. Nobody insults the grinders. Anyway, so, yeah, there's some Phil-ness going on with the DualSense. I don't know, when it happens, if they're going to do it, they're going to sell another controller. They'll spin it, I'm sure. But again, it's all bullshit. Like, this is what he says. Like, he's such a PR dude, man. He is such a fucking, like, we're definitely thinking about different kinds of devices that can bring more games to more places. There's probably some work we'll do on the controller. I think Sony's done a nice job with the controller, and we kind of look at some of that and think there are things that we should go do. Go do. This is... Dude. Yeah, right? I know, Dylan. But, like, it's just all PR stuff. Oh, it's nice. Yeah, we might do stuff. Dude... It is what it is. Late to the party. My thing is, this is the whole reason. Remember, Connect and all this other stuff? You need to have it on day one in order for developers to use it. Because this is the other thing that I'm going to say about this DualSense. The last thing I'm going to say on it is that people said nobody was going to use it. Only Sony first-party games. Right? Only Sony first-party games are going to use DualSense. Everybody's using it. Everybody's talking it up. People like, this is incredible. In all games. Games are getting upgraded with this support on there. The game that I'm just playing. And all these other games are getting, adding it to it. You can't just come in halfway through a generation, slap on some rumble, some bullshit like that, and be like, yeah, we did it too. Exactly. It caught them with their pants down. Because remember, the whole point of Kinect was like it has to be in the box for anybody to use it. If we just made Kinect an accessory or like later in the generation, because that's what happened with Kinect with the 360. We put it in later, and not everybody jumped on board with it. But everybody thought the DualSense was going to be the same thing. Sony put it in the box day one. Every PS5, it's a feature of the PS5. It's a feature of a PS5 game. Whether it's implemented excellent or whether it's implemented poorly, the fact is that it's a feature of the PS5. Because it's built in the box. It comes out of the box. It's not an accessory. It's not an add-on. It's not an Elite 3. So the ship has sailed unless you're going to launch another Xbox Series XX with a new DualSense Rumble type feature. But that's not their focus. Their focus is bringing games to more players through streaming. That is where their focus is. So therefore, that's why the Xbox experience, the console experience, was not evolved for the series consoles. It's the same dashboard, same share button, the control. It was lazy. It was the same thing, but there benefits some backwards compatibility features because it's the same thing, but it's not a next generation jump in feature sets, UI, controller, things like that. It's not. It's a safe bet. It's an evolution rather than a revolution, which that's what Sony tried to implement with the PS5. And the controller happens to be one of them. This is a PR statement. I don't think he even gives a shit about it. He's just being nice. I don't think he's going to be making this. Everybody's like, he's going to be making this shit. You know what? Maybe they'll go do something later on. I think they're going to add some sort of feature into an Elite 3 because that's what they do need to come out with, an Elite 3. Because an Elite 2 doesn't have the share button. They launched it right before the system. It doesn't have a share button. They need to do an Elite 3 for the series consoles. So I bet you in there, they might have some haptic rumble, like more 3D rumble in the game. And maybe not the adaptive triggers, but maybe 3D rumble, a better rumbling in the game with that controller. So, but again, they need another controller. They got to sell you Sneaker White and Midnight Blue and all that other stuff with a brand new controller with new vibrating features in it. They got to do it because they make tons of money on accessories. But yeah, I saw somebody was scanning something at Walmart or something. Like Walmart makes like $45 on a controller or some shit like that. It's crazy. They always make a lot of money on accessories. Then we had some gymnasts, you know. Let's see what old good boy Jim Ryan is saying. He said some stuff on an interview too. Jim Ness, what did you have to say? Oh, that was another thing. Just Wait brings up a good point. VR. Yeah, they asked them about VR. Oh, of course. Of course they're showing it as a gimmick. But you want to know what? It's because they don't have it. Xbox has given them nothing. All right? Microsoft gave them a share button on the controller and didn't even change the share UI. It's the same old ass overlay share shit. There's no trimming, there's no share factory, there's no editing, there is nothing. It is just a shortcut. Instead of hitting the Xbox button and hitting X or square, what the hell it is, hitting X, I mean, it's basically you hit the button and now takes it and then uploads it. It's the same old ass interface. But they put the button on the controller thinking like they give a damn. They have given them the medium. You've bought a $500 console to play older games looking better. Finally, some newer games are coming out, but they have yet to have a system seller for the Series X. And I find it very interesting when consoles launch, like the Xbox and the PlayStation launch, they always, well, what's the friggin' killer app? And that word killer app and software to sell the hardware, Sony has had about 5 of them already. Xbox has none. No killer app at all. That's why all you hear about is Game Pass. It's the only thing they got going for it. That's it. There's no and instant resume. The ADD of video games, instant resume. That's it. Game-wise, hopefully the shit that you've been waiting for in the next 4 months is worth a damn. Because if that stuff gets trounced on, if this stuff is not like need to play games, but even if they're need to play, you still don't need an Xbox to play them, which again, that is just another default. So like even if Psychonauts comes out, it's 100 Metacritic, better than Zelda. Do you think on Twitter you're gonna be, I got my Xbox, I gotta go buy an Xbox now. Not really. Not really. The game's accessible everywhere. Like, it's in all their services. So, like, if it was exclusive to the Xbox or exclusive to Game Pass, maybe. I just don't know what's going to create that influx of, I got to buy the console. You know? But Jim Ryan says, speaking about great games, and that's what's coming out soon, I guess for Xbox, they've been waiting. He's back. You don't need a PlayStation for God of War. Okay. Jim Ryan says players only remember the best games. It's like, but what does, if they do come out, like, is that what everybody wants? Like, just, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't know. But Jim Ness says that players only remember the best games. No one really cares about a game that is only okay. They're all sold out, doofus. They're all sold out. Everything's sold out. But it goes to my point. we're going to talk about, sold out where. There also, and it goes to my point, like, in the month that Ratchet and Clank, we're going to go great MPDs, right? In the month that Ratchet and Clank sold #1 in software, only on one platform that's supposedly less than all the other like one platform that is less than a PS4, less than an Xbox One, led in sales. Right? Ratchet and Clank led in sales, but the PlayStation 5 didn't win NPDs. It was actually the Switch that sold most units and the Xbox that sold the most money amount. Isn't that strange? Talking about sellouts. How does a game sell #1 in software, but then the hardware is not attached to that? That you don't have an increase in hardware with the increase in software on one platform. That's the only place to play it. Interesting, right? Is because they're all sold out. Whatever one's in stock is the one that's selling. And actually, finally, the Xbox One's stock. And I do have to say, I do think that E3, this is what I think, too. I think that E3 and having that kind of week of kind of, that Xbox stuff and that news and stuff did put it out there. And this is where they say, this is what Phil says, too, about E3. He says that, by having that week of news, a lot of other outlets that don't typically talk gaming. And that and I think that's what happened. Like, their news permeated to other outlets, which got people on board and to buy it. So I do think, and this is the thing too, I do think that E3 sucked though. I gotta say, E3 was bad. Forza was probably the best thing that I saw being shown, but E3 overall was bad. And I think that them just having their news out there was a good time, but I don't think, I just think that E3 overall was just a mess. The publishers did not show a lot of good games. Xbox did have a decent showing, talking a lot of stuff and promising. But I don't think that, I don't want to say E3 goes away, but I do think that week there's some anticipation of gaming news that does permeate to other media outlets, that it does hold some value. But otherwise, what was shown wasn't that great. But anyway, what Jim Ryan's saying here is that they only remember the best games. Now, this is a pretty damn tall order from Jim Ryan right here. And he is true. He is truthful in what he says here, where they only care about the best games. They remember the best games, but that's not necessarily fully. People remember what's most important to them. If they had a good experience with a game, if the industry says it's the best game, it might not be necessarily that they remember that game just because the industry says it's the best, but what's best to them. And I think that's where I think it was a little misconstrued here. But I get where he's talking about. What he's trying to say is that they're striving to make the best games because those are the games that people will remember. And again, it's PR. It's his gymnast. And I think that's the thing that he's not wrong. He's not wrong, Just Wait. But you remember the games that you played a whole value to you. But the way he's spinning this is that Jim Ryan is saying that, we're not going to just try to make okay games because people won't remember those. We're going to make our best. And I think that's where, again, his double down on quality. Oh, wait, he's saying more? So he says that players will remember the best games rather than okay games. If it is the best game, players may want a sequel, but they will also want to buy a sequel. but no one really cares about a game that's only okay. He concludes that Sony won't settle for less. We want the best. It is. It is. It is, ZX. It is. That's what I'm saying. It's a spin. You remember shit games too, right? I know. I remember shit games. I waste my time too. No, it is. And that's the thing. Like, Toolman, I understand. Like, they're just striving. Sony is definitely doubling down on the quality, right? That's where...
Enough from me. We're going to have the games do our talking.
You know? That's the thing. Doubling down on quality. So what he's saying is, like, people love, you know, they know the best games, so we're going to go make the best games so they remember us. PR, you know, but, and like I said before, it's a tall order to kind of put that on there, but you know what? They've been doing pretty well with their games, but there have been some botches. There have been some games that just didn't hit. And, you know, but I do like the emphasis of quality games. And, you know, when I talk about quality games, I have this quote. Maybe our new friend Returns wants to hear it.
Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work over the last few years with our first-party output.
That's always been a hit on the company on that. Whenever I hear some criticism.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say always. Like, I think we've gone through times.
Not to throw mud on you, but I have to know that's a fair. No, I think it's something fair to say.
It is. It is fair to say, and.
Oh, and that's the full statement. So thank you, ZX, for clarifying that. He says that, you know, the full statement, and you're right. You know, this is, again, you know what, ZX, this is the problem with the media too. Like, they pull out these articles, the headline is from the real, the post from the Chinese publication. So they take some things out of context. So it is what it is. I just highlight certain things. Like, I know where the spin's coming from. So I'm not saying this is good as gold. I'm just taking from what the stuff, and I add commentary to it. But what he's saying, ZX is saying, is that in the real post, what he's saying, the full statement, and this is not from the full statement, it's at the TMT post from a Chinese publication, is saying, oh, I sound low? Oh, that sounds low. Oh. He's saying that the full statement is that they'd rather take their time for a game to be great rather than rushing out a game to be mediocre. And I believe that, what's his name said that too. Like, didn't, I forget. Is it Miyamoto that said it? Like, a good game, a rush game could be, or like a good game is good forever, but a delayed game, what did he say? A delayed game. Oh, I forgot the goddamn statement. It was something along those lines. Goddamn, I can't remember off the top of my head. But like, a delayed game is good. Like, delay a game for a better game than rush a game that's not ready. So it's somewhat the same lines. But there's our dose of gymnasts and PR. They did some interviews. I thought to put them in there. And, you know, it is what it is. But we're going to get to the nitty-gritty, man. The Bachelor Grindhouses. We're going down here. There we go. Let's do this. There we go. All right. We got next topic. We are going to go into... Oh, what is this? Hold on. My screen is... Hit that like button, everybody. We're going to interlude.
I'm trying to use the phone.
We're going mobile. We're going to be going mobile now. We did talk about the MPDs, and I gave you the stuff on that one. So, you know, Xbox One in dollar sales. Psychonauts, not Psychonauts, but Ratchet & Clank was number one in sales for the month. Switch came in for unit sales, and Xbox One in that sales. So, hey, they won MPD. They came in second. Sony was at the bottom of MPD. So, let's see if they can keep up that momentum for next month. But I do think that E3 did have some sort of weight on it. Also, too, I do think that Xbox did have a lot, because I heard a lot of people getting them. Salty got one. You know, I heard a lot of people will get an Xbox the week of that of E3, and they did a good job on it. You know, I do think that, and I do think that Sony missed out, which is interesting because of MPDs of like during E3. Like, typically, Sony usually has the state of play. They have their play, their play promotion where they come out with like a special edition PlayStation, have some sales and do that stuff. But Sony really played it quiet. They really played it quietly during E3. They did the Horizon Zero Dawn a couple of days before, which got some good traction. But as for like any sales, even a special edition PS4 Pro or anything like that, like a goodbye PS4 Pro, bottoming those things out, didn't even do that either. So pretty interesting that they didn't do that stuff. But I don't. The thing is that I think that they did miss out. I think that they shouldn't have, stayed too quiet during that E3. They should have kind of done a promotion and things like that. But I do think that the E3 show did make them have some and availability too. Did help them. But I do think the E3 did some stuff. There it is. Thank you, Ghost of New Orleans. A delayed game is eventually good. A rush game is forever bad. Well, it is what it is. But ZX says that just like every other instance, Xbox outsold PS5 because of low stock of the PlayStation. Well, it goes to my point. Like, how does Ratchet sell how does Xbox outsell? First off, it's dollar sales. How does it outsell the PlayStation when it had no compelling software to be released? Like, you would think that people buy PlayStation and get Ratchet and Clank, right? So I'm assuming everybody bought that. Like, there was no Xbox game in the top 10 at all. They didn't release anything. So I don't understand. So some people think that E3... Xbox is such a... I know. Like, the thing is like, I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve it. Like, I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve to come in second. Like, good for them. Let's see what next month is. I saw some people, like, writing things like, the console war is over. Xbox won an NPD. Okay, they won an NPD. Congratulations. They won an NPD when there was no software coming out for it. So let's celebrate. What did you play this month? And they won the NPD. Yeah. They did a great job. They did a great job and they won NPD. They kicked Sony's ass. Ratchet sucked. Microsoft came out there and they kicked Sony's ass for NPD. They're going to win it again next month too. All right. There we go. They won. See, my problem is not the W for MPDs. All right? That shouldn't be your problem either. That's the problem right there. Give them credit. What the fuck did you play? Give them credit. That's what I want to know. Oh yeah, they won. What do you want me to do? Send them fucking cupcakes? That's the problem with all of you. That we won. Won what? Won what? The fuck did you win? The fuck are you playing? That's the problem. Now you can go jerk off on fucking Twitter. Do it. Congrats. You won. Like, what the fuck did you win? That's what I don't understand. I would be celebrating if they released a great game in the month. It sold well on the NPDs and Xbox One NPDs. Like back in November of 2014 or 15, whatever the fuck they did, when Halo released and they won NPDs. Because it shows that you release a great game, people will buy your console. That's the message that I would celebrate. That's the message I would celebrate. You release a banger of a game. You release Halo. It's an incredible game. It gets 80 Metacritic, 90 Metacritic. Everybody's playing it. and your consoles, you win NPD, you beat Sony because you released a great game. Now let's celebrate. That's what you fucking celebrate if you're a fucking Xbox fan. You don't celebrate dollar sales when you had no fucking games in the top 20. The fuck you celebrating? What, you fucking jerking yourself off with 2 fucking hands? The fuck out of here. What are you what is it? It's over? Come on, man. If you want to go celebrate, go jerk off somewhere else, dude. Go ahead. Goodbye. You want to celebrate? Goodbye. The fuck out of here. They're fighting for their lives. Give them, yeah, they won. What do you want me to do? Roll out a carpet? You want me to go on Amazon and order them something, dude? Give them credit. Yeah, they won. That's it. Good. Why? I don't know why. Do you know why? I don't know. I don't know why. All I'm saying is that it was interesting that Ratchet sold on one platform. One platform, Ratchet and Clank sold the top game. All right? That's pretty crazy for a brand. It's only on a PS5. But my thing is, it's great, but what are you celebrating? If, like I said, if it is association with a great game, that will be some more positivity to talk about. But it's actually in a month, they didn't release anything. Here it is, dude. Like, here's your top 20 games of software. You know, the stuff that we play. Look. This is on one platform, dude. Nintendo has Super Rush on one platform. Here's your MLB The Show. There you go. Everybody's playing that. Skull Nexus did pretty well. And look, Sea of Thieves. There it is. You think that's why it sold Sea of Thieves all the way down here? It went up because they did the Pirates of the Caribbean. So Pirates of the Caribbean did it. Is that what that's what was missing? Yeah. There you go. Sea of Thieves. There's the winner right there. The game 4 years old. That's the game that did it for them. What are you celebrating here? Miles Morales, the glorified DLC, they say. Ranked 9. I just don't get it. All these Xbox Pockets sell. We won NPD by money. Not even unit sales. They won it by money. Okay, fine. Sony wins NPD. They win it by money. It is. But the thing is that you want to see an association. You want to see games from the company associated with the console doing well. Then you know that people are buying the console and buying the games for the console. Right? But when you got nothing here, and you go, oh, we like, what do you think it is? All right, well, celebration. I'll see you next month. We'll see you in July. We'll see you in June. But this is what I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now this thing. Ready? Yeah. Number one accessory was the DualSense. And this is the other thing I don't agree with, right? This whole thing where they go the year-over-year sales growth. Last year, the new console didn't exist, so it's going to be increased, right? So we need to wait till next year when you're comparing things apples to apples, right? But, like, My thing is everybody celebrating now? You know, if Xbox doesn't win MPD next month in unit sales or whatever like that, I'm going to tell you this, like, or when it doesn't happen, see, this is what people don't realize. Like, you're gloating about MPDs. Before, MPDs didn't give it. Nobody cared about MPDs because Xbox wasn't even the talk of the town. They don't even have software in the MPDs. Nonetheless, console sales, right? They were number 3. And nonetheless, they got 2 consoles out there, a $300 and a $500 console. It's the lowest price console, next-gen console, and a $500 console. So they got 2 price points. Not a $500 and $400, a $300 and $500. But my thing is that if you are celebrating this, and we should celebrate this for Xbox, and you're running around with it, well, just get ready, because when eventually they don't win, which will probably be the next couple of months, you're going to get it back. Like, you know, what you give is what you get. So don't go crying about, oh, it's not about sales. Oh, it's all about kumbaya. They didn't have any games. Everybody goes back into the thing going, oh, the console wars are over. Why are you fighting? Just remember, you know, you were slinging when they won. You were celebrating. Not even playing the fucking game, but you're celebrating that they did the MBD great. Okay. Just, you know, you're going to get what's coming to you. So, because I always think that's hilarious, is when shit gets really intense, all of a sudden it becomes the console wars are meaningless, play where you want, I own everything, what are you talking about? You know, that's what happens when it gets too much, because you push back now, but now when it comes back to you fivefold, because if you don't win MPDs next month, all this celebration that you were talking about, you know, I don't know what the hell this was here, but all this celebration is going to come back to you. Like, and, you know, and then when you come back, well, you know what, I own everything. Okay, well, don't bitch out. You're going to get what you give, like, you know? So, I'll let you know. Because I see that, oh, the console sales don't matter anymore. Okay. Phil says he don't care about selling consoles. Hey, dude, the thing is, console sales matter. Okay? They matter. Console sales matter because it's the developer mindshare. So if Xbox is selling, maybe that means more exclusives. Maybe that means something. But let's see. All right? Because I thought April in Game Pass, I even did a video on it. Game Pass was turning over a new leaf with MLB The Show and you know, and having Outriders in there and having all those. And I'm like, okay, shit. Like, you know, maybe they're going to put some more games in there, right? Like, you know what? And they didn't follow up with May. They didn't follow up in June with that stuff. Now they're coming up with things. But you know, I thought they were going to get, like, you know, maybe Mass Effect in there. Maybe they'll grab, you know, even Biomutant in there. Maybe even get in Chivalry 2. You know, start getting some of those games that you get in there. Like even those online only games. But they didn't. So I'm like, oh, because I even did the video, turning over a new leaf, you know? So we'll see if this is a trend or if it's just a one-off. But who cares? Let it be a trend. Let them sell tons. But my problem is that I don't want to celebrate them selling tons without software. It needs to be demonstrated that the software sells the hardware. Because if that correlation doesn't exist, then what good is it? What is the happiness about? You know? And that's the problem I have with it. And we'll see. And I don't give a shit. Let Sony win MPDs. Let Sony lose MPDs. I don't give a shit. All I care about is what games are coming out. But Xbox did win. And you know, it did do better than the PlayStation. Could it be inventory? Possibly. Nobody knows. They're not going to tell us numbers. They're not going to know what the difference is. Globally, they're getting it's 2-1 more so globally. But in the US, I think they are coming close or beating Sony in some aspects. And I don't know if it is inventory or whatever it is. I'm assuming it is. But you got to remember, Microsoft has 2 consoles out there. They have a $300 console. But is it the S or is it the X? I don't know. They don't even tell you that either. Nobody knows. So, but congrats to them. They won MPD. And Sony's a bitch. Sony sucks. Woo! Party in the streets. That's a party in the streets. Well, talking about parties in the streets, we got to talk some stuff. Let's go to the grinds table. So, all right. So, what happened last week was that Steam announced this thing called the Steam Deck, not to be confused with the Stream Deck. And this thing, let's see if I have my stats up here for it. Hold on, move this chat. Grind it over here. Hit that like button, grinders. We're at the grinds table. I'm going to move this over here so I can have that there. So pre-orders went live for this thing on pre-orders went live on the Steam website on Friday. So this Steam Deck comes out. Basically, it's a portable PC. I say it's akin to basically of like a laptop, but it's in a form factor of. Wait, people are still talking MPDs here. PS4 sold 100. Oh, yeah. I don't know what Globzilla saying there. I'm not. Dude, you're wearing on my thing here. You start saying the crazy stuff. I am. Yeah. So, DDP. Cold Eastwood has the title on his pocket. Oh, dude, it was all over the place. But the thing is, I don't care what people saying. I just saw somebody saying in the chat about something with celebrating and give them credit and all this other stuff, dude. Hey, you got my piece on it. Yeah, it's just a news report. Exactly. Yeah, come on. What happened with the MPDs? Because this is the thing. And you fucking people don't get it. Some of you don't get it. Why these little W's? Why Xbox gets the resolution? There's videos about Xbox got the better resolution. Sip the tea. Do this. Oh, we got the better. Like all these jabs, right? To get a W. We got better resolution. We got the more powerful machine. We got this stuff. And Sony's anti-consumer for $70 games. Blah, blah, blah. $10 DLCs. Oh, my God. Sony's horrible. This is how you say upgrade games on Xbox. In the heart of hearts, they want the 2013 E3 again, where everybody just loved Sony and hated on Microsoft, and Sony mocked them. So that's why every single thing is a thing, because it needs, Xbox has to come back. Even though everybody says they're back, Phil fixed it. But you know what? In reality, when you talk to these people face to face, they know deep inside that it is not back to where it was, or if it will ever get back to what it was. And that's the saddest point. And that's why I grind my gears, because I want it to get back. I know this is a half measure. Phil turning it around. He turned it around with no games that even were something. That's the thing. People act like it's done. He turned it around. We're fixed. Xbox is back. It's not. They got a long, long road ahead. They have a lot of promises to make. They only show title screens. They got a lot of stuff to come back and warrant the respect that they lost. People know that. They just won't say it. That's why the grinders come here. Because I'll tell you, it is not what we want. This is not what we want. This is a dog and pony show, man. You want to hear about ponies? It's the friggin' Wizard of Oz Phil Spencer going on right now. It's the people telling you who get to play the games and get DJ Khaled getting the goddamn speaker in a box. He didn't even know what the hell the Xbox was. Called it a fucking speaker. That's who they're sending this shit to. For what? They're sending them sneakers and Xbox with a controller. With not even a goddamn game. Come on, man. This is not turning it around. Paying influence, getting influencers out there, sending them all this free shit for what? So they talk good about Game Pass. Everybody talks about Game Pass and nobody talks about what's in Game Pass. No screen shares, nothing's going on about it. It's all just the idea of it and the potential of it. And it still needs to be proven. You can't just sign off a deal right now going, they did it. They did it. It's over. Wrap it up. You got to look at what you're playing. What is happening now? Everybody's celebrating all these little this W stuff, and nobody's in their head going, I wonder what Halo Infinite campaign is going to be. Anybody? Xbox fans? Anybody? Is anybody going, well, what about Halo Infinite? I wonder. No, it's fine. We did it. What? We did it. Nobody's wondering what Halo Infinite campaign is, how it's structured. Did they fix it from last year? Did anybody? Or we're all good. It's fine. We did it. Stop the count, J-Cat, right? We're done. We won. Phil did it. We're back. Back. Does anybody sit here and go, how are they pulling Perfect Dark? What is Fable going to be? What is this going to be? Oh, no, those are years out. Don't worry about that now. But it's going to be the crazy 2024. Time. And you think Sony and Nintendo are going to stand idle? Hell, Steam didn't even stay idle. Steam putting out that Steam Deck is a war on cloud gaming. Because they basically know people want to play their games natively. People play on phones natively. They want to play their games natively. Nobody wants to primarily stream. But again, we're here saying cloud is the future. Stop the count. Stadia's dead. Luna's dead. But Xbox wins. What? Xbox wins. How? Nobody scratches their head going, hey, you know what? The fact that Google Stadia has put such a blemish on cloud gaming, Luna can't even get its feet off the ground. The fact that nobody wants cloud gaming is proof that two companies, Amazon and Google, cannot even get this shit right. But Microsoft xCloud or Game Pass with xCloud Windows is something that is going to be the future of gaming. Don't you scratch your head and go, hey, you know, we made fun of Google and Luna and said that they're trash. And PlayStation Now, nobody wants to play games in the cloud. It's all trash. Don't you realize that you're saying that by killing those guys doesn't make Xbox better? Actually, Phil says it. they don't make them better. You're actually hurting the cloud market by wishing ill on those other companies and laughing that they are dead already. Stadia is just like, we're done. They lost the studio. Ha! Xbox Cloud. Dude. But do you realize that by wishing that, you're hurting the argument that cloud is the future? But by those not kicking off is evidence that we don't want cloud. We're not ready for cloud. So all cloud is going to fail right now. That's the thing. Nobody wants it. So stop telling me it's the future. Because there is nothing. There is nothing right now that shows that that is the future. Again, potential. There's a lot of potential here, but it has yet to be proven. And I don't understand how, when stuff is coming out right now and we're experiencing it and it is doing well, it's selling, it's successful, people are sharing it, people are having fun with it, that we should be like, oh, but that's not the future. This all unproven shit is the future because Microsoft's leading it. I've been through so many Microsoft products that I believe that. Zune Pass, Groove Music, Windows Phone, Windows 8, Surface, first one. The future, a platform for Windows. Yeah. Windows as a service. Just the one we talked about last week. Mixer. Start streaming on Mixer. So of all companies leading the charge of what my future is of gaming, I wouldn't bank on that yet. And that's all I'd say about that. And that's the problem I have with this whole, like, yeah, what you're doing right now, yeah, nah, that's done, dude. Future's this. Well, show it to me. You know? And they haven't. Just wait, slap into the grinds. Grinders are fighting. Hit that like button, everybody. Now, speaking about future. So, this Steam Deck, let me get an image of it if you haven't seen it. It was all over the goddamn place. So, just this disclaimer. So, just as a disclaimer out there, I did pre-order one. Yeah, we'll get it out there. Where is it? Which is pretty crazy. Let me see. Nah, they yeah. Huh. Damn. So yeah, so I did pre-order one. I pre-ordered the 529 hold on, let me move the chat here. And also too, if you're new here, hit the sub button. We're on our way to 1,000 subs. Oh, well, my chat. There it goes. There it goes. Join the Grindhouse. Just don't say any stupid shit. And maybe you'll stay. So, Yeah, so back to the Steam Deck. Yeah, so I pre-ordered the 256 one, right? And because I know that the 64 gigabyte eMMC is just that is slow memory. That is just slow hard drive speed. I'd rather go with 256, especially you can put some games on here. Now, I was intrigued by the form factor. I do think that it is cool to have some console gaming on the go with it. My primary concerns are, and this is the thing. You're probably going to be like, well, why the hell did you pre-order it if you still have, like, you're not all in on it? And I'll give you an example. I'll give you a perfect example, right? Jemiah says, why? Why I pre-ordered it? I'm going to tell you why. And you're going to be like, well, why? You don't sound too excited about it. I pre-ordered it. It was $5. If they wanted $529, I wouldn't have pre-ordered it. But for $5, reservation? Whatever. Here's $5. And I can hit cancel reservation right here. First off, they fucking finessed us anyway. I'm already pissed off. Now they're telling me quarter 2022. And look, the other one's a quarter 2 2022. Meanwhile, in their release, exactly, why not? I'm not a scalper. I'm not scalping this shit. I'm canceling it. Exactly. It's a reservation for a pre-order. It's $5. Because these are my concerns with it. First, battery life. What good is a mobile device if it gives you an hour and a half of battery, 2 hours of battery playing a real game? I'm not playing no like indie stuff. I want to play, Control. See? Yeah, I want to see how long can I play Control on this. Is it an hour? Is it a half hour? Is the thing, like, what is it? So if it's like 2 hours, then forget about it. You know? Like, that's one thing, is battery life. Secondly, I'm not a huge fan of where the button layout is. I don't like that the 2 analog sticks are up top, close to the face buttons, and then having that thing. I feel like I'm going to be... I feel like there's too much stuff at the top of the screen. I don't think you need 2 touchpads. I think you just needed 1 touchpad on the left. I'm not selling it on eBay. I'm not scalping this shit. I'm not. I don't care. I'm going to cancel it. I'm not scalping it. I pre-ordered just to have it because I have gaming laptops. I have 2 gaming laptops. That's what I use to do this, and another one. So I feel like a gaming laptop, like, I have plenty of stuff to take my games on the go and have a full thing. But I do, and I thought this is pretty cool. Does it look comfortable to you? Like, I just don't know if we need that touchpad. I wish that thumbstick was down where that touchpad was, and the touchpad was small on the top. And also now, and see, this is the thing too. You're finding out that it's a Linux OS. Like, it's going to run... It's not going to run Destiny 2, they just said. Destiny 2 is not going to work on it. You got to put, like, Windows on there. So you got to basically, like when you get it, you got to, like, scrap the whole Steam OS on there and actually put Windows installation on there. So, like, again, like, some out-of-the-box stuff. And probably we'll see how easy that is. The other thing that got a little finessing, too, after this happen is that the M.2 drive is still there. So if you buy this one, you could still slap in an M.2 drive in it. But they said, like, a warranty, you gotta open it up and probably void warranty to put the M.2 drive in there for that one. But you see how they try to get people on the hype and then get the reservation like I did. But then you start finding out more and more information. That's why I hit that button, cancel reservation, if anything seems awry, But the thing is that I do like the buttons on the back. I think that's pretty cool. That adds something complexity to it where you have those trigger buttons on the back. And I have a whole Steam library of games. And, if I could play Master Chief Collection and stuff and it gives me a good battery life, maybe it's definitely something that I'll give it a try. Like, maybe instead of bringing my laptop, I could bring this and we'll see how it goes. For emulators and stuff, I already have a machine for that, and it's about $100. You know that. It's the 351N thing that I use for all the emulators are there and all that other stuff. That thing's incredible. And it's half the size. It's like a little PSP. This thing is actually pretty damn big. That's the other thing that I'm a little thing on it. But I said for $5, it's exciting. They finessed us saying that was going to come at the end of this year. But then, now look at Q1 2022. They're already finessing me. I'm already Sweeney Ness, what the fuck it is. Gabe Ness. That's how I'm a baller. That's right, Godzilla. But like, in $5, let's see. Let's see where it goes. It shouldn't be more information about it later on, and I could always just cancel it, and, it is what it is. But it was a pain in the ass, though, to get it, because, like, everybody was trying to get it to do it. But the thing is that I think the potential, I have a Vita. I agree, Toolman. Yeah. You're right, I bring my Vita with me, too. Yeah, I bring my Vita with me too. I play Marvel vs. Capcom on there, and I play the Uncharted games. But you want to know what? I'm going to tell you something funny. I used to travel a lot for work, right? And I'm just this. I'm not. I'm going to do it live. I'm going to do it live on the stream. I'm going to be like a fucking auction. I'm like, I'm going to sell my Steam Deck. I'm going once, going twice. I'm going to sell it. But I used to travel a lot for work. I used to lug my friggin' Xbox with me, man. The big one. The OG Xbox, and then the 360. I have backpacks for them. And I used to lug them to hotel rooms when I used to travel and stuff like that. And so as soon as I get to the hotel room, I would hook up my Xbox and play. I would even go to, like, midnight releases and states that I'll go to. Like, I'll pre-order it, and then I'll go to the midnight release. That's how I played Mass Effect 2. That's what I did for, like, shit, what was the other game? Man, there was one time, man, and we're talking about going to hotels when they didn't have, like, flat screen TVs. They had the old school CRT TVs with the friggin' that didn't even have the goddamn video inputs. And I would lug my Xbox with the special backpack, play it out of the case, and plug it in. Hell, that's how I played. That's how I beat the campaign to Halo 2, was at a hotel. Because I had to go for work. I bought Halo 2, and I bought the game, and I brought it, and I played it over hotel Wi-Fi, lagged the whole goddamn way through, but I beat Halo 2. I did the same thing with Master Chief Collection, but Master Chief Collection just didn't work. There's some great gaming times that I did by bringing my Xbox with me. And I'm like, where the hell was this shit? This is the stuff that I needed back then. But now I don't do much traveling, so I'm like, if I'm on the couch and stuff and doing that, like, maybe I'll play this if the kid's using the other TV or the other PlayStation, I can't get onto it, or that's why I got the laptop. I do that. So I do the laptop stuff, but I use it a lot for more video and photo editing and stuff like that. And then I do some gaming. I play Master Chief Collection primarily. That's basically what I do. And I'm probably gonna play Halo Infinite multiplayer on there. I know, right? Yes. Oh, so Ryan, especially at the airport. Oh my goodness. Yes, I do my best work at the hotel, but definitely, like, at the airport, the hours upon hours, man. That's why I have my PSP. I used to play that. I used to play, and I used to take the Switch with me. And that was like the last time I was traveling that much, and I would take the Switch with me. But then basically what I did was I just got a gaming laptop, and then that was just too big to bring. So, I would bring my my Xbox. I would bring my Xbox. Now, it stopped with the Xbox One because that thing was monstrous. I couldn't bring it. So, but I can tell you a funny story about hooking this stuff up. Like, man, I went to a hotel, and they had this old-ass TV, and it had the RF cables. You know those friggin' coax cables? Well, some hotels, which sucked, is I would lug this thing across states, like on the plane and all this other stuff in a backpack, and then I would get to the hotel and then find out that the hotel actually put plastic, I know, it is an addiction. But you like I'm in this hotel for the next 2 nights. I finish work at like 3 o'clock. They go home. I'm now just sitting in a hotel room. What the hell do I do? Game. I don't have to be home. I have hours of just uninterrupted gaming in a hotel room. Because there's no way I could go eat dinner, I come back, that's it. Like, I ordered food on the company. Like, this is what I'm going to do. So, one hotel, I went and I would hate it if I go there and they had a plastic friggin' cap on the coax port so I couldn't unplug it and hook up my console. So, Jesness, I went to Home Depot. I bought a set of pliers and I ripped that shit off. Nobody will stop me from my gaming. Rip that son of a bitch off. And I put my coax on there. That's what I did. Grinds my gears style. I was like, I did not lug this thing across 5 states to be stopped by a plastic cap. On the goddamn TV. But where were these things? So back to the Steam box, the Steam Deck. The thing is I'm intrigued by it. I like the form factor. I think as a PC, it holds a lot of potential. You could do a lot of stuff with it. Now, I'm definitely the hacking aspect, and I know Wooly was talking about it. And shout out to Wooly. Congrats to Wooly. I think he just got engaged showing with it on Twitter. So, shout out to Wooly. Congrats, man. But he was saying, like, the hackability, the potential, totally. But I want to see what their vision is. Like, they have this new OS on there, this new skin, and I want to know, it's Linux-based, so I want to know what their vision of this is. And if that is incredible, then I'll go to the next level and see what I could do to hack it if I don't lose it or stuff like that. But to just get this thing and go, I'm erasing the OS, I'm just putting on Windows, and I'm not paying $529 for that shit. Like, I want a full, completely realized product with the games in my library. Now, if this pulls a finesse move and I turn this thing on, or I find out that, hey, you have 200 Steam games in your library, but the only about 100 of them are compatible with the Steam OS part on the Steam Deck. Now, that's some bullshit. Now the value drops. Like, now this ain't Destiny 2. Whoa, okay. Now we go down a bit, And if I got all these games and they're like, well, these games don't work. This one works. This one doesn't. This one only works on Windows. Now the value drops. So that's where the true story stays. And that's why I'm glad it was $5. I'll put it on there. Let's wait till the story. Let's wait till the story pans out on this thing. But again, if they wanted like 10%, they wanted $529 or half down, I probably wouldn't have pre-ordered it because I know that there's more to the story. This was just an impulse kind of like hype thing. It came right off of the Switch OLED. And, I'm going to tell you this right now. I know there's a lot of comparisons. I even joked about it in the title. The thing is that, spec-wise, let me see. And the dock is just another dock there. Yeah, where is it? Let's see. Yeah, the thumbsticks look pretty damn good. It's using the AMDs, the Zen 2 RDNA 2 powerhouse. So it's using an AMD chip. And what's interesting is that the Switch uses the NVIDIA chip, right? And this one's using the AMD version of it. And I want to see just how the battery life, like there's a lot of questions here. And the specs seem pretty damn good. It has a lot of RAM in it. This is definitely a 720 screen. It's not an OLED screen. It has some rumble in it. It has, I want to know if it gets really hot. It has the 2 venting stuff, the 2 vents there. Front-facing speakers, which is good. It has the Steam button. I don't know about those touchpads, if they're going to be interfering with anything, because I know they had that touchpad technology on their Steam controller. And also, too, like I mentioned with Microsoft a lot, their history is not really good with these kind of things. Steam boxes were supposed to take over the world. Oh my God, Steam games on my TV. This is the future, and Steam boxes died. The Steam controller, they discontinued that one. I remember it was on sale a couple of years ago for like $5 or something like that. That touch screen, that touchpad controller, Steam controller thing, when they were trying to get Steam Big Picture. So Valve doesn't really have a good track record when it comes to hardware. Even the HTC Vive, like I have a Vive. I thought, that was really good. Steam with HTC partnered to do the Vive. I thought the Vive was definitely better, but then Oculus caught up, and Vive just kind of lost a lot of steam, lost a lot of its traction with the VR. And even though it had Steam backing and Oculus had its own Oculus store, but Oculus really took it to the next level with the removal of tethering and things like that. So if you look at the history, Valve doesn't really do well with hardware. So that's another reason why I might cancel it too. And I'm definitely, for $5, I'll keep it. And you see how they finesse it too. Like, if I cancel this in 30 days, after 30 days, that $5 goes into my Steam wallet. If I cancel it before 30 days, then I get my money back to me. So they finesse you. But I don't get, I'll have $5 on Steam. I'll use that. $5 on Steam. It's all right. I'll take that hit. But it's just that they don't have a good track record with it. And I think where this might succeed, and that's the unfortunate thing, I think where this is going to succeed is in the form factor and people hacking the shit out of it. And that's an unmeasured quality measurement there. You can't really measure the value in that. If you're a tinkerer and a hacker, I was saying loses a lot of steam. I was gonna say it, Pug, exactly. But this was a hesitant reservation. I was hyped when I first saw it, but then thinking about it, and I'm just like, you know what? But I was like, you know what? I'd rather have it reserved and make my call than not have it reserved and then they show some crazy exclusive game or something for it, or it's incredible, and then I'm like, oh, I should have reserved it. You know what? For $5, I'd rather be the first case. Make it my decision. Don't make it like, oh, damn it, they did something. Because as of right now, those are my hesitancies. This is not a sealed deal. This is not like, again, PC gamers, RGB lighting, 3080s, and all that other stuff. They really want to take those games and put them on this? Not really. I don't think, and it is expensive. And I have and I think if you're really a PC gamer and you want to play on the go, you'll get a gaming laptop. It's not $500. You can play some games for $500, but you have a gaming laptop, and I do. So it's the form factor of this thing. That's the thing. It's the form factor that's pretty interesting. But I do think this. I really don't think that Steam, what they're telling you it's for, is going to be the reason why this thing actually sells. It's going to be more of the people looking at it and going, "Wow, what can I do with this?" And emulators, hacking. People can put the Switch on it. So I don't think this is competing with the Switch. It might look like the same form factor. People going, oh, it's $400. The Switch is $350. Yeah, but the thing is what matters the most, grinders? What matters the most? The game library. And yes, Steam has a huge library, but if that library starts diminishing because it's Linux and Steam OS and it's not every game, and people go in there with 400 games and they're not working, it's gonna sell. You're right, grocery. It's gonna sell. It's gonna sell. You know, and again, I think it's gonna sell. And there's some games on the go, and it might be convenient for that thing. But I do think that the potential again for here is there, and I just want to say it needs to be It needs a kickstand. Yeah, it doesn't have a kickstand. But again, the Switch has a library of games and IPs and stuff like that. So I don't think anybody's really gonna look at this on the store shelves next to a Switch and be like, I'm just gonna buy this thing because Nintendo has the IP. So I think the form factor is challenging with it. As for what I think, that's the only reason why I correlated the Switch. I think that the Switch and this on two different levels, even though Switch is way overpriced at $350 for a friggin' OLED screen with nothing in it. I do think that, but it's pretty funny. It's like the mobile chip battle of AMD and Nvidia going head to head here. But the potential of this, if I had to spend $400, you get this. If you have to spend $400 on a mobile machine, then you get this one for potential. But again, it doesn't have all the IP, and people are like, oh, sideload Switch games to it. I'm like, you know, Nintendo has the IP. It depends on what you're looking for. But again, I just think that it's neat. I'd rather have it and make my decision later. But yeah, I'm not super hyped going say everybody go get one of these things or you should pre-order it. You're missing out. I just held it just for just to see where it goes. So, yeah, just to see where it goes and yeah. But I do think that it is an interesting part on the cloud gaming aspect of it because, again, people like if games could run on this, you know, if you could play Halo on here, if you could play the Xbox games on here, then basically you could, you know, you really don't need the streaming situation. And again, streaming, there's a lot of reliability, there's a lot of external factors of it, and when you can run your games natively, you don't have those factors affecting you. And I think that's where the appeal of the Switch and something like this lie, because you basically just take your library on the go without that many compromises. But imagine if the GPU, well, the processor is AMD. That's right, Joanna. The processor is AMD, but it's an NVIDIA GPU. Okay. Whereas, okay. So AMD has the it's not an APU, right? It's I forget what the hell it is. Oh, yeah, so it's an AMD APU in there. The Switch uses an ARM CPU. That's what they use. They use the ARM. But would you say that this is kind of like the AMD? This is kind of like AMD's version of like their way of, because the Switch, you know, uses the NVIDIA one, but AMD wants to get their kind of mobile processor out there. Would you agree that this is kind of their push for a mobile processor, since Switch didn't use theirs? And, you know, AMD really wants to get into that mobile console market, and they're not going to get through it with Nintendo. So maybe, you know, they partner with Steam here and be like, hey, we got to get some development for our mobile processor, a mobile AP, our AMD mobile one, our APU. Oh, NVIDIA's buying ARM. Well, but I'm saying that the Switch is all NVIDIA. That's all with them, NVIDIA and ARM. So, like, yeah, this is AMD's kind of push, because you got to think from the processor unit, from the you know, AMD and NVIDIA. Like, you got to think that they probably want their chips out there, and, you know, NVIDIA got their chip out there by partnering with Nintendo Switch and getting their kind of portability out there. And, you know, AMD, I got to tell you, AMD's processor, I have it in my Zephyrus, and I was saying this on Salty's podcast, like, in my Zephyrus G14, like, I have that AMD, I think a Series 5 or something like that processor. I tell you, the battery life compared, and that's AMD and Intel, though, But AMD, that Intel one is really hot. That AMD runs quiet. And the thermals and stuff are great on it. I just think it's two different, but it's just great. Like the AMD, it really is better with battery life on it. So, yeah. So like, I don't know. Like again, it's not super like appealing. Like I want to see more of it. I don't think we know enough. We just know enough to hit $5. I know enough for $5. I don't know enough for half the price. I don't know enough for all of it. That's what I'm saying. So we will see where this goes. Like, we're finding out more and more stuff as we go through. And I am sure that more will come to fruition. And I'll determine whether I keep it or whether or not. It's just fun to have it in the back cart, knowing that, maybe some new tech is coming and, the potential of it. But I want to see more of it. Again, they say that the hardware is still in production. Like, it's not final hardware. So we will see. We will see where it goes. I don't know what the hell's going on in the chat. People going wild.
You just made the list!
But anyway, I'll hold it down as the Grinders. I had to give you the Grindhouse Bachelor Edition. Frogs said he got busy, so unfortunately couldn't make it either. So I just wanted to pull through and give you guys the Grinds board. Shout out to over 77 people watching. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you're new. We're down to 900 subscribers. We're at 101, 102, or at 901, 902. But hey, hit that subscribe button. Share the video out. I will be putting the timestamps in here. But I know the chat was wild and there's a lot of stuff going on. We had some timeouts and things like that. People insulting the Grindhouse. Don't like that kind of talk. We'll be taking care of that. And I don't care about difference of opinion, but when you start going wild, the Grinders are going to come down on you. But does anybody have any other topics, any other things that I missed or want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to close the doors for another gaming Grindhouse. Frog got stuck on a lily pad. Yeah, Frog said he might jump by, but he didn't. So I had to do the Bachelor Grindhouse, the one-man show. But yeah, just hit that like button, everybody. I want to thank you again for an awesome, awesome episode. And we'll be back next week. I might maybe do something this week. I'll see if I have time to do some stuff. But it's all right, Buck. But thanks to the Grinders. Thanks to the mods. And anybody, thank you again. This has been the Gaming Grindhouse. This has been Jez7780 Grinds My Gears. I lost it all. That's right, Ryan. I lost all the sponsorships. But anyway, thank you, everybody, for a great, great show. Until then, keep grinding. Hit that like button, share it out. And hit that subscribe if you're new. We are gone.